Alright, doing a mail day. I'm doing it here at the studio because a lot of this is inventory for Speed Ritual Records. So let me just go ahead and get into that. So, got a bunch of new releases in. Hopefully my head's in the shot. I don't know. Let's pull out what we got here. Let's start out with the simple. We have Bull by the Horns, Dead Bull. It's a single song release from this one-time project that I did with my friend Anderson Cook. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or something like that. Maybe a little bit longer. But it's just the last thing that we wrote together and recorded in my old studio. And I went ahead and did vocals for it, did a little bit of a remix on it, and put it on out. So now I have CDs for it. Want to at least clear out some of my old inventory of stuff that's going on, or that went on, that I still thought that was worth putting out. And then let's go to, this is, Gestation Curiosity. I can't even pronounce the name of it. This Stormria Fatios, I don't know, it was the last one that I had just put out. That's my kind of noisy grind band, like I do with a lot of stuff. I normally titled everything after certain medical birth defects, and now I'm kind of getting away from that just because it's tiring trying to research so many more that don't sound like the other ones. I kind of kept it simple with the layout and everything. Have it up on Speed Ritual Records if you want to check it out. I have a lot more material to be released with this. I'm doing a couple of splits with stuff that's been left around, and I just haven't had time to sit down and mix and master it. Next up, we have is Kudzu, the self-titled EP. I probably could have forced out one more additional song to make this a full-length album, but the way I always write everything is, if it sounds good and I'm inspired, that's the time to put it out. And I didn't want to, I think it had already been a month past since I had wrote the last song, and I was like, it's not going to sound the same or feel the same vibe after that, because I wasn't inspired to make anymore. So I went ahead and put these 4 songs together for this release, which is I think 20 minutes long. It came out good. I like it as much as the first one. I think it's a bit closer to the sound I wanted to have than the first one. I mean, it's super slow, down-tuned sludge, but this one gets a little bit closer to the Black Sheep Wall, or not quite Admiral Angry, but maybe Primitive Man sound. But I'll have these up on there. I gotta take pictures and put it up on Speed Ritual for the CDs to be purchased. And now we have, this one has been out for a while. This is Exation, Christian. I don't know how I want to pronounce it really. I kind of made up the word. But this is Fetishization. This is the first release, or first album for this. Kind of was going along the lines of Creation is Crucifixion mixed with Column of Heaven. And I think I kind of nailed it on this one. It was a bit more noisy, but I ended up enjoying it. Art was something that I had done long ago that I put together for it. And then this is, I think this came out last year digitally, and I'm just now getting around to doing the physical copies. This other one, I had my friend Mike do the layout for, so it's a little bit more along the trash art vibe, like that kind of early to mid 2000s. But this is Exation. I can't remember what I called this. Noxious Monolopolist. And this one came out a lot more like Creation, Crucifixion, and a little bit to the degree of maybe Parade of the Lifeless or Lethargy to a degree. Like, I was really happy with this one. This one I think came out to be a bit shorter than the first one, but like I said, I only write until I'm done with my inspiration. Once the inspiration dries up, there's no point in saving it and trying to force out something later. It's not going to have the same vibe. Probably won't even have the same sound overall, because by then I've already changed out drum heads and whatnot. But that's those two things. And I don't know if these were more of those. I know I had ordered some other ones. Yeah. This one, I'm trying to get this where it won't all just completely fall down. This is Oral Techniques Descent. I think this one I recorded, because the last two previous ones recorded in 2022. I think this was 2023 when I finally did this one. So I just put these songs together for an album. This is my band that kind of sound like, or attempt to sound like Unsane to a degree. Very just Jesus Lizardy sounding bass tone, and very kind of more mechanical sounding drumming to it, while still having at least somewhat of a rock harsh edge. And it's funny, this just popped up on YouTube, as in I just uploaded it to this channel, and I had someone ask, when is 19 minutes considered a full-length album? And just like I said on that comment, because it's my band, it's my release, and I call the shots. So 19 minutes with 8 songs is a full-length album. And let's see, next up, this has also only been released digitally since 2016, but this is Kamikaze Pilot's Sour Tit of Human Failure. It's been a long time coming. I finally got it out on CD. I went through and did a ton of layouts recently, which is why I have all these done, because I also wanted to get a few other things completed. But really happy with this. This is the album that got Kamikaze Pilots up on the Metal Archives, and I have done material since then. Just between the shifting of everything, I had not sat down and did vocals. I recently did vocals for I think all of it, and now I gotta sit down and mix it. And I think I'm going to do, the follow-up to this will be Hell Thrasher EP, and the one after that, because it's 2 separate releases, because I recorded it 2 separate times. The other one I'm not sure what I'm going to title it, but I think this is 22 songs. This is where I definitely took more of a kind of thrashy bolt thrower tone to what I was doing. And that carries on through Hell Thrasher. And then the EP after that is a kind of a going a little bit back to the power violence. But I have to go review the material. Like I go around with what I'm doing so much. Let's see. And this one. Yes, this is the last Night Call EP that... Is it? Nope, wrong one. This is Night Call that for me, basically. I had sold the last copy that I personally had, so I had printed one more for myself. I thought I did, maybe I did that after the fact. Okay, well, there is a night called the last EP, but I did not order it with this. I guess I only finished the layout and I got confused. But here's the Looming, the first EP, first print of it. I think I'm going to switch. Mike did a mock-up of this for the for this EP, which I wanted him to do for the follow-up full length, which is 12 songs that I haven't done the vocals for yet. But this is sort of along Dial, Breather Resist. I had waited around for dumb shit to do vocals, and then he had a crybaby fit at 45 fucking years old or 50 fucking years old about it. Or something that I did. I don't know. He can suck a dick. I did the vocals and put this out. He cried about it, even though he never done anything for it besides do vocals for one song that I didn't even listen to, because I told him to do all of them, because I'm not going to sit there and mix one song down. But I'm really happy how this one came out. The other 12 songs are still along the lines of Breather Resist, Dial, that kind of angular sort of sludgy hardcore, August Prophecy. I have to review those to do my vocals, and I'll put out that one next. Next up, this is Secret Kept. Mike also did the layout and everything for this. I'm really happy with this project. Noisy, dissonant grindcore, of course, you know, Robinson, Towers, Great Redneck Hope to a degree, with some of the spazziness. I will continue doing more of this as I'm inspired to do so. I think this one is slightly longer with less songs than the previous one, the self-titled, but very cool. And then these are the last two Scourge Whip releases. This is the Remains EP. Is it? Yeah. The Remains EP. This is when I decided to start releasing this material, and because couldn't get in touch with Christian. He was out living his life, doing whatever. But he's going to be coming back to the fold. But I've already done vocals for these and this one, and so I'm keeping these as is. And I have a ton more material for Scourge Whip, and I've been starting to write more stuff, and he's going to come back and do vocals on the future material. And this one is Mysterious. This is a full-length album, but it's basically me trying to sound like a Sex Prisoner, because that's who he specifically asked about sounding like when we started up this project. And I'm going to continue on with that. Of course, I go a little bit more grindy, but I try to keep the main aesthetics musically like earmarks that Sex Prisoner does. And I have to go through and see which songs haven't been done that he hasn't already done for other things, because there was songs he did for 2 splits, but he randomly picked which ones he wanted to do. So I got it's kind of a sort, but next lot of stuff, Christian is back on vocals. I'm fine with that. I have plenty of other projects that I do vocals for. As far as it, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff I need a track for, and drum wise, I'm waiting on a new metal click pad for my kick drum. The last one that I had on there split, so I can't do any tracking without possibly either not having the same sound or actually splitting my drum head. And I don't feel like spending $65 for a new Aquarius kick drum head. But should be here hopefully today. I don't know. I'll check. I think it's coming. I don't know if it's coming to my house or the PO box. I gotta check the tracking. But got plenty of other stuff going on, and I'm gonna try to mix down the 1,000 Cuts EP for this month tonight and have it out. But there's no guarantee on that. I might have it done for Halloween, which, you know, not bad for that either. But enjoy. Cheers.